Well, let's go again. I've done a little experiment. I've had Coke 0 earlier, and I didn't really feel any difference in alertness. And I've gone back to, I've also got Diet Coke, sugar-free, and I feel a bit more alert. I don't know if there's a difference in caffeine level. If there's any experts, please let me know if you think there is. Anyway, so Black's got an unfortunate pressure here. I'm going to have to play knight f3 and give up the d4 pawn for some development if possible. So bishop c4, and I'm stopping any checks anyway, and then I can castle. Or can I just take on d4 here? I think I can take on d4, and I should. Probably there's a threat of... No, I thought there might have been a threat of bishop f7, like queen f7. Okay, can I just take on e6 here? Potentially a backward pawn on the semi-open file. Okay, now knight e4 to g3 maybe? Okay, so I've got knight g3 to try and defend my king. Or bishop e3. Maybe bishop e3 is more prudent. I don't know. I'll try that first actually, bishop e3. Then knight g3, just in case. Okay, knight g3 now. So have I got an idea of rook c1 and taking on c6? The reason, by the way, I'm often looking for these sacrifices, I think it's a logical outcome often of a positional play to look for a positional sacrifice. It just takes it one step further. So you start with normal, plain, vanilla positional play, but often there's a positional sack. So here, rook c6 is like a way of extending, previous play. So I'm going to play it because queen a4 looks dangerous. There's double pawns, the isolated pawn, queen c6, rook c1. It looks pretty dangerous. Okay, so now rook c1. So how is Black defending c6? I think that's a bit tricky. Right. So here I'm just wondering what sort of... I'm looking for concrete resources again now, and maybe b4, b5 is one concrete way, or d5 if ed knight d4. That's another concrete way, because then knight takes c6 might be dangerous. In fact, I mean, that looks kind of tempting actually, d4 and knight d4. I might go for that actually, d5, sorry, d5 and knight d4. I'm trying to just get more pressure on c6. I guess Black can move the bishop or take on g3 now. Okay. So here, maybe now b4 with the idea of b5. So still trying to sort of exploit this weakness in the position, potential weakness in the position. Or maybe even the dark squares now are also important. Okay, so if I maybe just change emphasis, like bishop c5, and just go for the dark squares, like with rook e1. But the queen's a bit out of the way at the moment. Can this knight also be used, like knight e2 to d4? I think I'll try and get that into the game. So I'm trying to dominate both of these dark squares with pieces. Perhaps like okay, so queen b3 now. Maybe with the idea of a4 and b5, just trying to undermine d5. Also queen h3 might be useful, like knight h4, queen h3, check. Okay, so now a4. So b5. Okay, now I can take on d5 and threaten bishop takes d6 and queen takes b7. So this is getting a bit more dangerous, I think, for black. Okay. Queen d2 keeps some of the pressure on. I'll try and play knight g3 next. Maybe knight g3 to evict that queen with that lovely central position. Maybe queen e5, bishop d4. Okay, there's also queen a5 to try and pick up a4. Yeah, I'll pick up a4. I think my back row feels a bit weak, so maybe h3 as a precaution, so I can move the knight at some point. In fact, bishop d6 here seems to win material though in this particular position, because queen takes e8. I think I'll play that actually. It looks good. Knight f1. Right, so I've got queen a6 protecting f1. So that's check as well. Then I wonder, bishop e5 maybe? Or I think bishop a3 just to see if if the bishop's stopping the a pawn as a blockade, that's then I just bring my king in, hopefully, in this ending after rook f1. I'll just bring my king in. Okay. In fact, should I start chasing these pawns? Probably a1 is a good blockade square actually, so I'll get the bishop to a1 and try and get my queenside pawn majority with g4 and f5 working. So the bishop goes to a1, g4 and f5. Okay, right, f5. Okay, now bishop a1 here. So the king can't really do much about this pawn at the moment. Can't grab the e5 square to win it. So now if my king goes to a3, I'll start picking off these pawns. Opponent's resigned. So let's have a quick look at that overview and summary. So this looks like a dangerous system with e5. So I played bishop c4, took on d4. I'm not sure I was impressed that much with bishop e6. Maybe bishop g4 was worth considering. I'll have to check this opening actually out. But this exchange attack seems dangerous. So with d5 opening up some of the lines, and now b4 b5 seemingly dangerous. I think also I've been looking at some Michael Hennigan games recently from the British Championship, which he won, and there was often this b4 b5 idea in some of his games, so I've been a bit inspired with this plan as well recently. So b5 here is one way of trying to get to the opponent's king, but this looks to be rudely interrupting my plans, and it's as if black had the upper hand. So I was a bit lucky here that this blunder allowing bishop takes d6. So this end game is quite comfortable now, I think, with being able to create this dangerous pass pawn, blockade pawns and munch them. Hope you enjoyed it. Please leave any comments or questions on YouTube. Thanks very much.